This guy has no idea we're even
Sorry,
live.
I don't know.
I'll fill in for him. All right. How's everybody doing? Welcome.
How's everybody? Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Who's that, Stern?
Remember, Stern, back in the day, he used to have, like, his voice was...
He had a big filter on it.
But he'd go, good morning, everybody.
I thought you were Robin Williams. Good morning, Vietnam.
3 up and 3 down? You know what that
movie.
is? What does he say? A sergeant? Nope. End of an inning.
Me, that's Freddy is a devil. Zip, Freddy is a devil.
And we're back. And here's why. This episode is brought to you by First Form Energy.
Wow.
Smokes.
Riding high.
We had a big meeting today and just been in conference rooms, and we all just zipped up a First Form Energy for the show, and it's kicking in right now.
Yeah, it's good.
It's good. I got Silver Lightning. That's what I went with.
I went
today.
Blue Blitz.
Yeah, Blue Blitzed it.
Blue Blitz.
Mm-hmm. Blue Blitz, good.
The Liberty Bibbity.
Liberty Bibbity. Liberty Bibbity.
Oh, so here we are.
Yep.
Welcome back, everybody, to Wilder Minds.
I think this is episode 5, right?
Yeah, this is called What Mountains Keep for a reason.
Yeah.
It kept a few.
Kept many.
Didn't give a shit.
No good.
Kept everything.
Yeah.
No good.
Didn't give a shit. So we've been doing behind the scenes. This is the first time you're listening. We got a couple more of these, but we're doing it every week. After the episode airs at the same time, the podcast is going to air. We do some in-depth stories, talk about what happened on that episode. And we're just really getting into the meat and potatoes of the series of Dropped right now, as far as like, we're really only 2 camps in, and we're just building up what you guys are seeing on the story. The moose are starting to show their faces. We're starting to get in. We're learning. And that's a lot of what Alaska is in the beginning, is getting a lay of the land, figuring out where these moose are traveling. But in this episode, I think we're all a little taken back by the fact that the moose are at such aggressive elevations still.
Yeah.
I think that was probably our biggest shock of like that beginning episodes.
It is, yeah. And I think, every episode we do a previously on. So kind of to recap at a little more detail, this is about day 5 into our journey. Like Chris said, this is Camp 2. Camp 1, we got dropped on a gravel bar about 3 air miles, about 6 river miles upstream from where we are currently at Camp 2. And this is our 3rd full day at Camp 2. And we are just moving in. We've spotted a couple good bulls. We are sitting out at the end of episode 4. We have a young bull that kind of walks off. Mm-hmm. We had another half day, really 4 hours to sit at this certain location. And we're waiting out that day. And the first part of the episode is we basically didn't see anything the rest of that day. The rest of that day, that little bull went off. We moved a couple times, got a little closer. Did not see a bull the rest of that day. We get up in the morning, go back to that same spot. The first thing we see is the big sow grizzly and her cubs.
Oh, that's right. The Grizz
and that's really how that day kicked off.
The Grizz and the college students.
The Grizz and the college students, and I think in all the years that we've done this, that's the biggest cubs. Yeah, they had to be 3 years old. They had to be 3 years old.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if they were older.
Yeah,
I mean they were huge.
And
it's not often that you see them that long with the sow.
Right.
You know what I mean? When I looked over there originally and got the scope over there, I think I saw the one bear through the binos. And then it's like, oh, cool, get the scope. Look at that bear, and then you're like, oh, there's another one. Oh, there's another one.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another. Like, it was just one of those, like, what is happening right now?
It's probably one of the most frustrating things is because we're unguided, so we can't shoot, grizzly bears up there. And it is frustrating because we have seen some monster grizzlies over the years in that area. But I also, I understand it. And, but it's always intimidating when they're around. it's just in the back of your mind. I mean, we've seen enough bears. You understand bear language almost right now. Like they really don't want to mess with you unless you put yourself in danger or it's an angry sow. But I mean, we've got some language that we've seen them, the way they posture and the way they run, the way they do things but again, listen, I'm not condoning going out and being like, oh, I'm going to go pet this bear. I'm saying we've learned a lot about their language and what they do out there to understand if they're a threat or not. These bears were not a threat at the moment, but they were walking in a direction where it was like, oh, when they disappear into there, then you can't see them.
Yeah.
And then you're like, now I don't know where they are.
I would argue that the fact that we're non-residents and we can't buy a tag to legally hunt a grizzly without an outfitter in Alaska actually puts us in a worse spot.
I agree.
Yeah.
Because we're still amongst them. They're
right.
still everywhere that we are. I go about my day no differently than I would if I had a tag. You know what I mean? Like, I don't make decisions, based on that. And we're still in the middle of them. They're going to do what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Because I don't have a tag, now if I do have a run-in, I'm in a DLP type scenario where it's defense of life and property. If you have a tag in your pocket, you're a little more comfortable being in that scenario because with a DLP, you just never know, right? I mean, for you, if he's 10 feet and charging and you shoot him, is that okay? For me, maybe he's 5 feet and charging and I have to shoot one. So it's a weird, I don't know. I just don't like it.
I'm not a big fan of it either. And the other thing is, so to think of all the times I've been to Alaska and how many grizzlies I've seen in the field, and I actually have never shot a grizzly because I've got to pay somebody $20,000 or whatever it is to go shoot one is I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that whole scenario. If you're going in there, you're unguided, you're doing the trip, there should be something where you're allowed to go in. And even if you were a non-resident able to put in for a draw for that unit, and you could build that up so that specific things had to be required, or
go
even
through a
so
program.
many days,
go through a program,
even so many days in the field, or
and,
exactly bear training, or you had to go online. I mean, look, you got to do moose training online in Alaska. You got to take video stuff and scoring before you're actually legal to go hunt. They should have something like that for the bear situation, because I agree with you. I would feel a lot more comfortable if I had a tag. I actually get uneasy knowing I don't want to get in a defensive life situation. So it actually makes me go, I'm not going over there. Now, if I had a tag and I'm going, okay, like now I'm starting to look at this in a different light. Yeah, but a black bear is totally fine.
Yeah.
I understand they're totally different. One's a Ursus horribilis or horribilis, and the other one is not. I get it. But I just feel like there should be something different there. It's a bit annoying for me.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Like I said, you're amongst them anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know that anybody's ever not gone on a moose hunt just because they can't shoot a grizzly.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if you're going to be out there, and I'm not throwing stones at Alaska Fish and Game. I think they do a tremendous job.
Absolutely.
They have an incredible, like when you think about what they have to worry about, the size of that state.
Yeah.
And
the
different
people.
and the biodiversity and the different habitats and all the stuff. They've got an unbelievable job trying to manage the state and the wildlife for everybody. But when it comes to the grizzly, there's got to, I don't know, maybe there's a better way. Yeah. I don't know what that way is.
Or again, like you said, I mean, I don't know the research on it. There could be a bunch of jackasses from the lower 48 that just go up there and get themselves in a lot of trouble trying to do it. And there's been accidents, so I don't want to come like you. I'm not going at the DNR or Alaska on any of this. I think they do probably the best job of anybody, of any state that I've ever been to. And as big as it is, as far as how they manage their game, it's super respectful. But there's got to be something there, in my opinion.
I'd say this.
Don't like that part.
No, if you're an Anwar, I think it's a different situation from the grizzly and the brown bear. The brown bear is a whole different scenario. A lot of that's,
coastal.
Coastal. And when you get into the mountain grizzly type of situations, it's a completely different type of scenario. And I think they're protecting their outfitters too from a revenue standpoint. I think there's a business angle there for sure. But I would love the opportunity if you're up there in the mountains. I think it's a different situation in my opinion.
Honestly, the hunting is no different than hunting a black bear up there in a valley.
No, it's 100%.
I mean, it's identical. So it's like. What's the difference? The perceived danger of a grizzly versus the perceived danger of a black bear? Maybe, right?
Yeah.
That's a great question. Why? And maybe it's just numbers. Maybe it's honestly, maybe it's directly linked to value in what that is on the market for a hunter to come in and shoot. You know, maybe it's a revenue situation, and I wouldn't doubt it if it was. You know, there's a lot of states. You know, there's a lot of states do that for whitetail. So I mean, they have a right to protect it.
I just voice my concern of like, I feel like it actually puts me in a spot where I don't know. The bear's going to do what the bear's going to do, right? And so if I get forced into a DLP, and we've been real damn close. I mean, we have been extremely close.
Too many times.
Yes.
Lucky close.
And not by mistakes that we've made, not by we did something wrong. I mean, just happenstance, right?
Yep.
I remember coming around, it was season 3 maybe, coming around the bend, and I was on the bow of the raft, and we were in like 6 inches of water because we were still way up high coming around the bend. And literally from here to the light, 10 feet in front of me, 3 cubs came out and walked across the river, and the cubs were like this big.
Yeah.
And I remember sticking my heels in the gravel, and I'm like, oh shit, like this is not going to be good. Immediately start looking for her.
Yeah.
You know, we just ran into her. If I have a tag in my pocket and that situation plays out where I do have to shoot it, at least it's not a DLP. I put the tag on the animal. It is what it is. The DLP, you got to get the state involved and do all that stuff. And rightfully so. I understand why they do that.
Yep.
Because if they didn't take it to that level, then hell, anybody, you shoot a grizzly 100 yards away and be like, I was a DLP, you know? And I'm sure there's people that have tried to pull the wool, but I don't know. It's just, there's something
if you solve the tag situation for non-residents, you wouldn't need a DLP.
Raise the price.
Right?
Raise the price.
So like
Draw system price.
Because of that reason is because, to your point, you would have shot it. Now, again, there is situations like sows and like you don't want to shoot certain bears, but and sometimes there is just that where it's like, doesn't matter, she's coming.
Yeah, you don't have a choice.
You got to do it. That I get, but yeah, I think it's just I don't know all the reasonings behind it. I'm not going to pretend like I do, and maybe some of you listening, you know, you got some information on this, but I think opening it up to the non-resident to be able to get a tag to go in there, I would feel, to your point, much better about having one than not having one going into, and the region we've been in the last couple of years, the grizzly population is not low.
Right.
It's actually growing. I mean, it's growing, especially up high. I mean, we're talking, anytime you see 9 bears and you're
spinning in a circle.
You're in a high density area, and it's because it's a game rich environment, and it's a funnel, it's a pinch point. These bears are not stupid. They know those things come through there every year. They're hunting there, you know, they're getting ready for the winter right there. And so it is just one of those areas where I wish we could, not because I want to go kill a grizzly bear. I've seen a lot of them. I don't need to, but in the case that I did, I would want it to be legal and have it and not cost $20,000 to go get one, you know, because I'm right there anyway. So to your point, we're in the territory. Like, why can't I shoot that animal? So it is what it is.
I love seeing them, but a little part of me always is like, please leave us alone.
Oh, just leave us alone.
Please don't come near us.
Yeah.
Please don't.
And it's not because
trouble.
you think they're going to attack. It's because you don't want to get in a situation. Like, I don't think they're going to run at us and eat us all.
I'm not scared of them.
I'm not scared of them. I'm more scared of, do not put me in a situation where someone has to come in here and investigate this. Like, I just don't want that.
Yeah, and I think it'll be interesting to go back this year to see, you know, we talked to some hunters on the way out, and just some stuff I've been reading. The success was down, I think, in certain units up there this year on the state ground or the public ground. And a lot of guys' theories are there's way more grizzlies now, and the grizzlies are pushing those moose up off the rivers. And as you know, 2 miles away from the river, they're safe. You know, for most 99% of the hunters are going to leave them. And that's what we started to see this year a little more as those moose were up and off the rivers. Was it a coincidence that we saw, you know, all the moose bulls, shooter bulls that we saw were 1.5 miles to 2 miles off, and we saw 9 grizzlies on the riverbanks, you know, on the river bottoms, you know, when we were there? I don't think that's coincidence. I think there's something to that. I think there's the fact that they're basically a 4 bear pack, 350, and 650 pounds of, you know, killing machines walking around. I don't think the moose are going to be down there. You know, and that could be a big reason why we're not seeing them closer on those rivers. I don't know.
At Keefer Brothers, our mission is to pass on what the wild has taught us. Every single step into the wild tells a story, and we've spent years capturing those moments in the rawest way possible. So if you're not afraid to step outside of your comfort zone and you want to go further and live the kind of life that most people only talk about, be sure to visit KeeferBrothers.com. Whether you're there for the stories, the skills, or the connection, everything lives at KeeferBrothers.com and the all-new companion app.
Every shot counts. And when it's time to make it count, you want the best. Winchester Ammunition has built its legacy on a commitment to innovation by continuously pushing what's possible. In the heartland of America, the American legend crafts ammunition that's purpose-built, reliable, accurate, and ready to perform no matter how harsh the conditions. Whether you're hunting or shooting for sport, Winchester will be there.
All right, let's talk about beer for a second. You ever notice there's a big difference between Busch Light drinkers and other beer drinkers? I like to say we live on the wild side. You know, a guy with a Busch Light in his hand, he's a man of the people. He's out there in the wild every day. He's in the trenches smashing bushies with a smile on his face. You know why? Because he doesn't care. He's not looking for a soulmate. He just needs something to wash that damn jerky down. And he's got himself a 12-pack of Freedom in a can. And when that can gets cracked, it's like opening a door to a whole different world. It's just a vibe. And if you haven't felt it, you should. So go grab yourself a case of bushies, give them a rip, and take a walk on the wild side. Wherever your adventure takes you, count on Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's to make it memorable. From the timberline to the campsites to the lake and the range, get your family outfitted with the right gear. With premium brands like Worldwide Sportsman, Ascend, Instinct, Redhead, and Natural Reflections, they've got the apparel and the gear to make it the best adventure ever. Stop by today for a one-of-a-kind shopping experience in-store or online at BassPro.com and Cabela's.com. See for yourself at Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's stores. Your adventure starts here. I know we had more grizzlies than ever.
Yep.
And moose were over there.
Yeah.
So it's,
There's nothing worse than we get back there and we sit down and you get ready, and in your mind you're playing it out as to where the moose was yesterday, and it's gonna walk out into this thing, like, you know, you're playing it in your mind the whole time. And then at 2 miles and 5,800 feet, and we're at basically 1,800, I think at that point, 1,900. Like, boom, there's the moose way out, and you're like, oh, that's so far. Not only is it far distance-wise, but my God, is he high?
Yeah.
I mean, far is one thing. Far and high is like, yeah, let's watch him. But it was fun to watch him, and we could also get a lot of body language from them from what we were looking through our scopes and seeing how they were posturing. Right, there was a satellite bull in there. Big boy came up out of the bottom and basically went up, and then it's just like the way they circled each other. So we're seeing and we're getting intel every single hour as to what these moose are doing. And at that point, they're looking. They were seeking. They were trying to get on cows. They're pushing satellite bulls off. We ended up seeing that little one go all the way down to a different valley. So I mean, we were getting intel, but it's like, I mean, we're only 5 days in, but we're definitely gathering up some information.
Yeah, and we're calling like crazy.
Yep.
You guys are calling like crazy, but I think we had like a 20-mile-an-hour north wind ripping us in the face, which was blowing from them to us. And we just can't penetrate that, for one. 2, they were 2 miles, mile and a half, 2 miles out. So, yeah, it became a little frustrating, but just like we talked about last episode and we've said before, it's literally, we get there at like 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. We sit down and we're staring, combing, with glass all morning. And all of a sudden, in the middle of the side where we've been looking, there's a moose bedded down, a bull.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's so weird. Well, a lot of that too, like that one hillside, especially that one. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The way the light hits that hillside is everything.
Oh, for sure.
Like that's what I've come to learn on that one, is if the light's not hitting it right, you're gonna have a real hard time seeing anything. Mm-hmm. And it could be middle of the day, but if that light isn't right, it's just too shadowy and whatever. But when the light hits it right, if there's a paddle up there, you can actually see it with your naked eye from 2 miles.
Yep.
You're like, that looks odd. Like that sticks out. But that one bull that was in there, the guy that was doing the pushing, I mean, that's a big bull.
Yeah.
I mean, big, long paddles. Like he was a toad.
Crazy long points.
Yeah.
Crazy.
He had a lot of points.
I think, and I do
points,
think, looking back, that bull was the bull that was in front of us.
Down
that was
lower.
down low.
I think so,
and
too.
I think,
Yep.
you know, having gone back now and I've seen the footage, I've seen
Yep.
through the scope and all the stuff that we've looked at. That was definitely that bull that we made a move on.
Yep.
He kicked that satellite off. There was another one in there, and I think that over the night they made their way that way, and they didn't come, you know, the other way. And eventually we got on, and that was him again.
Yeah.
So,
To Jay's point, so we had a 20-mile-an-hour stiffy coming out of the north. The cow was on that face for days.
Yep.
I mean, is she coming into heat?
Right.
Because if she was, that wind coming down that valley would have taken them both right up there.
Sure.
So
would have.
you never know.
Yep.
You know, plus there is that creek that comes out of there, and there's actually not a lake, but like a marsh at the base of that face right there. So
Yeah.
I mean, there's plenty of rut habitat.
Oh, yeah, there's
on
a
that
lot there.
edge.
Yeah.
It's crazy though to think that you could sit there and stare at a moose like that, but I mean, the odds are so stacked against you.
Yeah.
It can be maddening because you're like, I mean, they're there, but they're not really.
Yeah.
I know.
I mean, it's just
Yeah.
not feasible.
Yeah.
So
This was one of those days that's frustrating because it's a boring day because you got to do the right thing because you got to put the time in. So you're calling and you're calling and you're calling and you're sitting in the spot. You're always checking. I mean, we were getting up and walking behind us, and we're looking at all the areas that we could possibly see. But the wind's hitting you in the face. I mean, it's a cold ass north wind. I mean, that day I remember just being like, okay. Like after about 6 hours of just getting eaten with the north, I was like, anybody want to go back in the tent and I would get a fire going or something? Because I was just out of my mind bored at that point. And again, you're seeing him, but you're really not. It's like he's not in play. I see him, and every now and then you just look up and be like, yep, still there. But what's happening right here in front of you? And it's like, I don't know. It was a tough day.
Yeah, and
It's a
it
mentally tough day.
It was mentally tough. I mean, we're building story, so from a production perspective, you know, we've got the Swarovski out. We got the glass. We got the A1. We're shooting, you know, we're rolling 8K at a distance. We're able to tell the story of those bulls, even though they're 2 miles away, which is a big deal. I mean, that we were able to create basically an entire episode over this day of glassing when we really weren't in the game. You know, we had bears at a distance that we were able to acquire the footage using that glass and able to bring it into the story where you wouldn't with just your basic lenses. Same thing when we jumped into the bulls at a distance. So we were able to tell this story, and it was a compelling story the whole day.
Yeah.
And it moved along real well, and at the end of it, we just kind of, you know, that big bull went from where he was, you know, pushed that satellite bull off, and he just kind of moved his way down. And he was starting to head towards the river, but he was still, you know, well over 1.5 miles out. That was when it was about dark enough for us to get back.
Yeah.
Well, in your mind, when they disappear and you see them like they're going to come, in your mind you're like, here he comes.
Yep.
Right? It's like whitetail. Where
In
you're
the
sitting
morning.
on the edge of the
Yeah.
field and you're
We
like, here he comes.
Yep.
Right? And he's going to make his way here. But then you go, he'll be here in about 2 hours, and it's dark, and we're not going to
Or
be
2
here.
days.
Or 2 days.
If he doesn't run into
and
cows.
he's
and,
probably 40 yards down below there, and he's standing there like a moose does and just stands there for another hour. So it's like, but in your mind, I'm like, here he comes. So
Yeah.
He's coming.
Yeah.
He did not.
No, he didn't.
not
He didn't come.
I'd like to try. I don't know, maybe we give it a rip. Maybe we don't. I'd like to try maybe taking a pack raft in there.
Yeah.
Because that creek that comes out of that little valley right there, I mean, if you could get dropped where we drop, zip down, leave the rafts right there on Main River, and then pack raft, scoot up there
Yep.
and get up into that pinch that's up in there between the two.
Yeah.
It might be something where you could take camp up there in a pack raft, even
Yeah.
if you're dragging it up, because it's not it's not heavy river.
Yeah.
I think you'd be able to probably drag a pack raft upriver easily enough, you know, with a respectable amount of gear in it. And then if you do kill up in there,
Yeah, you got a
then
way
you
to
got
get 'em down
you got
and
a
up.
pack raft to maybe dump the meat
Yeah.
in to help float it back down to Main River. So
Yep.
just something to look at. I don't know what kind of water levels it holds all the time, because we've only actually been by it twice. You know what I mean? But it'd be something worse.
Yeah, you know what I saw too? I can't remember who I was just talking to. about this. They shot 2 bulls, 3/4 of a mile. It was him and his daughter. Shot 2 bulls within an hour, way out. And they used a tarp to pull those quarters and drag them. He's like, it worked so good. We put 2 quarters on one tarp, and her and I grabbed one, and we just coasted right through. And I'm thinking, we've never had to do that before, but it makes me wonder if we did have a good tarp system set up. I know there's some sleds that are made and stuff like that.
Yeah, we've done the sleds, and then I've got my ground sheet, and the ground sheet doubles up as basically a tarp to drag.
So just wondering if you cinched it correctly, if you used the grommets, if you put the quarters in there and you kind of went up over top and you created this bat wing, if you will, and pulled that. It's just not so much force on your knees and on your ankles and on your legs when you're walking through that marsh. You just wonder if that could potentially work.
Or is it going to be a giant pain in the ass because it's getting caught on everything behind?
Well, when we did the sleds, and we did the sleds doubly. So we did sleds one year. They're still prototyping at the time.
Yeah, that was.
And we did them for not only for moose or packing meat if we needed them, but we had a spot we got dropped, and we had to go basically a half mile from where we got dropped down to the river.
Yeah.
And we had to take everything down there, rafts, production gear, all of it. And so carrying that shit across the tundra would have been a nightmare. So we had the sleds, and they were so tippy. I mean, you get in that stuff and those big humps, and you get in there and just, the next thing you know, it's on its side and shit's laying everywhere. So, I mean, I definitely get the idea. And we're equipped to do it. Yeah. It's just...
Well, with that meat and the quarters, they sit so low and even. It's not boxy. You're not stacking stuff. It's literally just solid weight.
Yeah.
So
dead weight, if you will.
It's dead weight. So it got me thinking about it, and that's something you could even test. You could test something like that here. Fill sandbags up and go out into our swamps, and it's a lot the same. Our open swamps are a lot like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, just a thought.
Yeah. The never-ending quest for access.
Yeah.
How do I get over there? How do I get up there? How do I make that doable? And unfortunately, a lot of it, you look around, you're like, it's not. It's just not.
Yeah.
So, well, it was, that whole, I think the hardest part of that whole situation with the bulls being up on that hill is, we're a few days into the trip, but we're getting to a critical, we have no caribou yet. And we have no meat.
We haven't seen a caribou.
And I think that part confused me more than any. I don't know about confused me, just frustrated me more than anything.
I was pissed.
We're in an area that is usually so rich with them. Are they gone? I mean, it was cold from the get-go, so did they already ripped through here? Are they below us already? Have they not come through yet? Like, there's so many things that we're trying to figure out. The moose are unreachable. And so we're at that critical, like, man, we're gonna hit a go or no go type decision here real freaking fast.
Yeah, this is the boiling point of frustrations in Alaska. Even though you have to be patient to hunt there and you have to do the things, it's as a human, we want to be on that. I want to go. Am I doing the right thing? It doesn't seem right to just sit, right? So we're always thinking that, but I think this was one of those times that this was a day that it was a quiet day. Not a lot, not even a lot of we were speaking, we were talking to each other, but there's a whole lot of, you could tell
of deep thought,
that there was a lot of thought going through both noggins. Even as we went back that night to camp and went to sleep, you could tell everybody was in their minds going, what do we need to do? Because this is not working, but yet we have the things that we need to be successful here. Here's moose, here's a runway, here's camp, but then there's the outside cons that are and they're a mile away, and this is where you got to hike. And so you start to put all those things together. I think all of us were doing that puzzle, right? That whole day. I know I was for sure. And I know you were. And based on what happens in the next episode, it definitely was one of those things which, it all kind of culminates into one thing. But there was a lot of thought going on that day.
A lot of thought going on in the tent that night during that windstorm, wasn't there?
Fuck.
Then I think we saw a bear that night, or we thought we did.
This is the first time I forgot about this. Yeah.
This is good.
This is barrel bear.
I didn't hear it because I sleep with noise canceling headphones on,
Yeah,
which
so do
probably
I.
isn't the safest thing if you're trying to avoid bear
No.
attacks.
So this is crazy. So do I.
I'm on
I've got
watch.
in my AirPods.
There's no bear getting anywhere near us with this guy.
Well, I
I'm
know
on
Jason
watch.
Brown is in the tent. If Jason's in the tent, well, I'm good. I just go to sleep, right? So I do the same thing. So I put my AirPods in and I listen to my call map. And I've been trying to figure out who stole these 15 umbrellas since Alaska. I listened to this story of this
Chapter
mystery. I'm still in chapter 1, right? I can't get out of it. I'm out cold, right? I listen to these stories and go to sleep. Well, that night, I took the rifle and I put it up against the side of the tent, like next to me this way. And I always kind of interior, and I always tuck the barrel so it's like tight against the tent, so it's kind of taut right there. And it's always there. Now it's not loaded, but it's I'd have to rack one, but it's sitting there. It's ready if we need it, right? And so I go to sleep that night. Well, the wind picks up. We talked about a north wind.
Massive windstorm.
I'm talking
Whipping.
It was coming under the tent, like we had the AO was anchored, but you could feel it coming under, like and
like a magic carpet,
like the flaps, just pop, they just flap, and it would be like in waves. So as I'm sleeping there, and I got my noise canceling headphones in, and all of a sudden be like, and it'd stop, and then I'm like, oh. But then it kind of put me to sleep. Well, out of nowhere, I'm laying on my left side, and I get hit in the face so hard, like to the point where when my eyes are closed, I saw white light, like someone, like I've been punched. You guys ever been punched? Wham! And there's like that light. I saw like bright white light, and I'm like, and I come
And you
out of
yelled.
there. My yelling was.
It was just like it wasn't deep like that. It was a little more girly. I
Yeah.
think.
In your mind, it was like
yeah,
that.
right there you go.
I think it was like like a fawn.
Yeah. I come out of that sleeping bag at 150 miles an hour, and I was literally, I'm not kidding you, I thought that I got swiped on the side of the head. Because, again, we just talked about there's 4 grizzly bears that were just there, like right there.
They're fresh in the cabeza.
And it hit my face so hard, I thought I was missing part of my face. So I jumped up.
You said it got me on my left side. It got me.
It got me. I'm like, and I'm looking, and like it's all coming to within seconds that like nothing else is happening. Like if there was a bear, we'd be in the tumble. Like we'd be wrestling.
Not only that one, but there's 3 other killing machines.
Yes.
Probably that one. So we would be dead.
Yeah. Well, we'd be at this point. There'd be fur somewhere, right? And I'm seeing nothing, and it's coming to me in seconds. And then I grabbed the light and I hit it, and I realized the barrel of my gun, the wind had blown the barrel of my gun down. And so when I was sleeping, the barrel of the gun hit me in the side of the face as hard as possible. Well, I can tell you this. I did not think about that gun hit me in the face. I thought I took one. I thought I got a claw to the fucking dome.
Swipe or something.
I got a swipe across the fucking head. I was like, that happened.
Yeah.
And so I come up out of there. I turn around and look, and I say, don't shoot, because I thought JB's going to shoot, just start hammering through the tent. I'm like, don't shoot, wait. And then I realized, like,
I was on
it's a barrel. I turn around, JB, underwear, standing, gun, full, everything.
Ready to go.
The man was
Peggy at the ready.
He was ready. I mean, standing there, he's like this.
I was like, show me your furry head.
Yeah, he's like, go ahead. I'm like, don't shoot. I'm like, it's a barrel. And you're like, a what? I'm like, it's a barrel.
Yeah.
And then I said, right before I realized it was a barrel, I go, is my face attached? Louis sat up. And I looked and I said, is my face attached? Because I didn't know. I was like, did I lose my face? It hit me so hard. I'm not kidding you. I was like, I couldn't feel it. And then he's like, yeah, your face is good. Then I saw the barrel, and then it like all hit me, and I was like, never mind, it's a barrel.
But it was so real, though. I mean, because of the way, everything, obviously. The wind, I was wide awake the whole time. Like every wave, I was just waiting for it to die down. Because it did sound like there was manipulation outside the tent.
Yeah,
it sounded like manipulation.
And in the middle of the night, our little production tent went about 500 yards
Wizard of
down.
Oz, all the way down river.
All the way at the end. So I mean, that thing took off, and it was loud, and you can hear it. It was blowing. So you didn't really. But again, I was in one of those slumbers when you're awake, but you're not. So I felt like my surroundings were there, but like I was just in such a coma, kind of like boom, and then wham, just to get hit in the face that hard out of nowhere, I was like, he got me. He got me. I jumped up and like, he got my face.
I was like this.
At the very end of it, everything's done, and
Everything's
we
done.
Sit the fuck down.
Yeah. At the very end, Casey goes, what happened?
He's
Pulls
like,
his Bose headphones out.
What happened?
What happened? like nothing. I just got hit in the face with a barrel. He's like, did you scream? Like I remember you going, did I hear you screaming? I was like, it was an aggressive scream when I came out of there.
Yeah.
It was definitely a scared scream.
Well, it was if a human being was being attacked surprisingly by a bear, that was the scream.
That's what it sounds like.
It was. It was authentic. It was an authentic bear scream. That's what got me.
I wish we
That's
had.
what swung me.
I wish we had room tone.
Yeah.
Tent room tone because we'd have got the scream.
Oh
I'm
my
telling
God,
you.
it was unreal. I
You
mean,
know-
I was out of my bag. I went through this in my mind every time I go to sleep. Peggy is next to me. And Peggy is a 44 snub barrel
Snubby.
Ruger Alaskan Red Hawk. I go through where's the bear going to come in, because he'll come in, won't he? Yep. Well, he's going to come through the door, obviously.
Yeah, obviously he's
Using
gonna
the door.
unzip.
Easy to use the door.
Using the door. You're safe as you got all vestibule over there.
Yeah,
You got an extra 12
I got coverage.
feet.
Yeah.
I got coverage. You got warning.
That's right.
But I've always rehearsed this. Every night I go to bed, my gun is here. This is where I'm going to grab it. Like right before I shut my eyes, I blind test it. I just like, yep, he's right there.
A little too far.
I know right where it's at. I'll zip him a little closer. Yep, he's right here. These are my touch points. Yep, right in the corner. The camera's right here. Boom. So when that happened, my eyes were kind of half shut, half open, and grabbed him, pulled him out of the old sheath.
Yeah.
And I was ready.
You were standing
Did
behind
a
my
tent
flashlight was
burpee.
on.
Did a quick burpee, and here we go.
He did. He
Out of the
rolled
bag
around like a
and-
jack in the box.
Where is he?
Yeah.
Where is he?
For some of us, the hunt never stops. Grizzly understands that more than most. Rugged, reliable, and built to never back down. Whether you're on the trail, by the water, or deep in the dark timber, Grizzly is by your side. Tough enough to take on the wild and ready for whatever you can throw. Grizzly is committed to products that never let you down. Always on the hunt with Grizzly.
Out here in the wild, precision isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity. Leupold Optics is built on the foundation of American craftsmanship, where every features function first. For over a century now, they've combined dedication and technology with a relentless put-it-to-the-test attitude, creating optics that stand up when everything else stands down. When it matters most, you need the best. That's what you get with Leupold Optics. While other companies out there warranty failure, Leupold guarantees performance for life. You've got things that matter. Memories, heirlooms, documents, firearms. And we all know that life is unpredictable. At Winchester Safes, they make sure life's unpredictable moments don't take those things from you. They use state-of-the-art methods that refuse to sacrifice quality. They put everything they have into their products, offering proven protection and peace of mind. There's only one safe company worthy of the title, the American Legend, and that's Winchester Safes. Follow at Winchester Safes or learn more on winchestersafes.com. When you're miles from help, second chances don't exist. That's why we shoot Rage broadheads. Massive cutting diameter, field point accuracy, and devastating results when it matters most. Hunt with Rage.
And I knew you were, because I heard you pop up and there's dark in there. And so I just remember going, don't shoot. Because I'm like, I don't know if it's a bear yet, but I know that my face just got taken off. But I'm telling you guys, I thought for sure that in my mind, I was laying on this side and it hit me. And I felt like it came through the tent.
Like Tim
You know what I
Sylvia
mean?
slapped you on
I
the
felt
face.
like it came through in his claws. I mean, he ain't gonna stop that tent. I thought he came right through, and he got me on the side of the face. And I was like,
You said he got me
Yeah.
on my left side of he got me.
Yeah.
Like When you said he got me,
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That must have been a bear. You said he got me.
Yeah.
It wasn't Casey. It
Wasn't.
wasn't Louie. He is him, the bear.
And again, these milliseconds of nobody punched me in the face. And I've just got hit really hard. The only thing I could think of was he got me.
Yeah.
Did not remember that barrel was right there next to the thing, and it just slid down and smoked me. And I think I heard the gun slide like and hit me like all going back, and I was like, yeah, he came through the tent. Never even put two and two together. But
So is now the right time to tell you that I reached down with my foot and pushed that gun over?
pushed it.
That would be funny.
Can you imagine?
Your athletic,
Oh my God.
athletic
Oh my
feet.
God.
Oh, yeah.
Got me.
This is a real thing too. So when you're in the tent and it's whipping 30, 40, however fast the winds were, shit feels like it's bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like when the tent's rocking back and forth and whap, whap.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the environment is like, you're just on edge. And I know that there's been times where it's been like that in the tent.
Yep.
And then you step outside.
Yeah.
And it's quiet because the tent's not doing
Yep.
its thing.
Yeah.
And it's
Yep.
just windy. And you get out and you're like, oh,
Oh, it's not that bad.
it's not bad. But when you get in there, you take visibility away and all that shit's going haywire. It's like, oh,
the imagination runs wickedly.
that's what happens is
Yeah.
you're like, oh, man.
Yeah.
And
Shit
when
can
what
go wrong in a
happened,
hurry.
we did actually go out and pissed after that because we're like, all right. And we look up in the most incredible Northern Lights show.
Yeah. That was a bonus.
Incredible.
Yeah, the bonus where the
Every
northern-
night almost.
the aurora was out that night, and it was just unbelievable. Some of the stuff we saw as far as the greens and everything, and it was like, wow. All right, well, I'm glad I got hit in the face with a barrel, but at the same time, this was worth it.
Yeah,
So it was
every
really
night, I think this year, more than ever, we got up multiple times, and I don't know if it was just clear and cold a lot. And every single night, man, they were ripping. It was awesome.
Incredible. The best I think we've ever seen them.
Yep.
Oh, I think so, hands down.
Going back to Jay being at the ready all the time. Season 1, I don't even remember this now, but you were in the tent. I don't know if we've ever actually talked about this. You were in the tent over there doing something, and Skeebs is like, I'm going to go wrap the side of that tent as hard as I can. And I literally said, do not do that. He's like, why? And I said, because there's a 44 mag coming through that thing. The minute you hit that tent, there's bullets coming through the other side.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, yeah, I never thought about that.
Yeah,
I'm
you
like,
don't play tricks out there.
No tricks.
No
tricks.
Can't trick.
There is no tricks in Alaska.
Nope.
There is none.
Danger zone.
No,
You
it's
don't
not.
play
It's not a
tricks.
good prank zone. No, Alaska's not a good place to pull.
Not real
pranks.
funny out there.
Depending on the type of prank.
Yeah, a spirit lifter is
Yeah.
one thing.
Well,
but a prank that could get you shot, no, let's not do that.
the last time we had a bear outside of our tent was season 1. It was. I think we called it Camp 3 because it was after sand camp. We called it the first real moose camp that we were at. And
Hey bear.
we had the hay bear come in there, and we get up. You can hear him outside.
Oh, he bumped the side of the tent and like right on my side of
You
the
could hear
tent.
it, yep.
And for what I thought, like again, dreaming kind of is that my lab? Like I could hear that like that. I'm like, oh, and then I was like,
Heavy
holy
breathers.
and then it hit me. Now that one we were all up. And
Yeah.
it was like back-to-back guns facing, and you have no visibility.
None,
And
yeah.
we were literally just pointing at either direction. It's like, if he comes through that wall, just start lighting him up. If he comes through that wall, and that was weird because like it was almost a horror movie because he just bumped the side of the tent.
You could hear him moving around.
And then
Jaws.
and then all of a
It was
sudden
Jaws.
he'd bump this side of the tent, and you're like, okay. And then he bumped that side, and then you can hear him rooting around. He was not happy with us. No.
Yeah.
And then I had to shit.
And then that was the most incredible thing. You got into some sort of state of you were sweating, and then you couldn't get out of your bag fast enough. You actually shit inside your
I
sleeping bag.
shit in my undies. It was like literally, I had something kick in. It was the meat sweats. It hit me after the adrenaline, after all the stuff that went down, and I got in the bag, and all of a sudden I couldn't trust a fart.
Yep.
Bad setup.
It literally scared the shit out of
It
you.
scared the shit out of me. I couldn't do it.
Shit out of you.
Just thought about that. You literally,
I
you had to
literally
skid
scared the
share.
shit out of me. I ran
Skid
outside.
share.
I ran
Get the
outside and I
skid
said to
shared out.
JB, I said, just stand in the doorway with a gun because I couldn't even get a gun. I took off. I hit a bush and
I covered you as you went out.
Yeah, I hit a bush and away we went, and it was bad setup. But man, I was in trouble.
Well,
I had to gear down. I mean, it was a whole thing. It was not a trustworthy one.
No, we had some wipes that year, and I remember the next night. Speaking of the Northern Lights, was the first time we ever really truly saw them and got some time lapse photography. This was in 2011 when you couldn't do anything but long. Time-lapse photography. And I'm leaning up against this tree to kind of get a better angle. I'm like, man, stinks like bear shit around here. He's like, I think that's where I shit yesterday. I'm like, oh, my God.
Like, you're going to want to take 2 steps to the left. I think I got the top of that bush on the way out.
Unreal. Just marking the territory.
It's bad setup. Happens. Get the meat ships out there. If you don't, that was tough sledding. That's the first time I detoxed too. That was season 1. That was like, I was a thicker gentleman back then. I had some sugar in me, and that was like, ooh, that was bad.
I remember it was that same morning that we got there. I remember it was probably, I think we were 5 or 6 days into our hunt, probably right around there. And you're going on almost a week without sugar, without carbs. We didn't bring any food that year, so we had a caribou that you shot on like day 3, I think. And that's all we had. We had some berries, but it's a week of just meat and berries and water for the most part. And I remember I was in a bad spot. Like, you're basically fasting more or less.
Well, you're detoxing.
You're detoxing.
Your body's getting rid of the crap.
Getting rid of everything.
Yeah.
And
but on the other side of it.
You feel so good.
Oh, you feel amazing.
There's a stretch on the river. Yeah. And we went past this same mountain this year, probably 3 days. No, not quite yet. We haven't got there yet. But we went past that mountain, and I remember looking at it thinking that is when, like, 15 years ago, I passed that mountain and I was like detoxing. But like within 2 miles when we got to the rock garden, I felt so good.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like once your body gets through that, the other side of it is you don't need the food anymore. You don't need all the shit and you're ready to go.
Well, let's, you mentioned earlier, like we don't, on this trip, yes, we brought On Point with us, but like we're sharing meals. Like we didn't bring 150 of them to basically.
No, we're not eating
it's not 10 meals a day.
We're
like we're not eating
half a bag.
Correct.
Each. We split 2 a day.
We brought like some stuff to sustain us, but we were thinking we're going to have meat. Thank God we did, because
we rationed from the beginning.
We would have went a long time without. It would have been a really bad scenario. So we were a little smarter this year, and we brought it for a reason. But we didn't have a lot. We had enough to get you some energy. We're also going in way different. I mean, as far as we now know how to prepare for that. Yeah, like the detoxes don't happen like they used to. But man, I'll tell you, that was something that first year.
Yeah, that was rough.
Well,
it was fun.
Barrel Bear got me, got everybody, woke everybody up.
And that's where
even
the
Case
episode
with the bows on his head. He just lifted his head and looked at us like, "What are you fucking doing? What are you doing?
Like, what's happening in here?
Is there a bear? No." He's like, "Okay, then we shut the lights off." It's like, "Okay, yeah, back down, going to bed."
Yeah.
So,
and that's basically that's where that episode ends. There's a montage that kind of leads up to that point in the story, and we kind of end at the fire. You guys loading logs in the fire before we went to bed that night. And that's where episode 5 ends. So we're roughly, I think, 6 days into our trip. Big decisions need to be made. We're all thinking about them. I'm thinking about them from a story perspective and where we are on telling the story. You guys are thinking about it from a hunt perspective, and we're literally 110 miles away from our extraction. So the minute we put that raft in the water to start drifting downriver, we commit to 110 miles.
Mm-hmm. No matter the time frame.
And that's a heavy weight to think about, because we know when we do that, that's 3 to 4 full days of rowing.
Yeah.
And we lose those days hunting for the most part.
Yep. Yeah.
So it's a big decision that's weighing on all of us. And I think, going into day 6, which is episode 6, we're telling story at the rate of 1 episode per day. And to me, I think the story flows fantastically. It's a micro level of what happens in a hunt like this, and I'm excited about what we get to talk about the next couple episodes.
Yeah, we're just getting started. More behind the scenes every week. Big episode coming with a big decision. So if next week, if you're listening, we'll talk about some of that stuff. There's a pretty critical moment that happens on top of what we call Bald Hill, and then I think both of us thought it was going to go a different direction, and actually goes in a way that was kind of
surprising.
Yeah. So it was really good. So stick around for that. Hope you guys are enjoying Dropped. Thanks for listening. Like, share, join the Brotherhood. Go over to KeeferBrothers.com. Check us out. On YouTube as well, because we're doing a lot of stuff on YouTube as well. So anything else you guys want to go with? Nope. That's it. That's a wrap for the Behind the Scenes episode Part 5. See you guys next week.
Mama say it's some new day song.
Seeing your arrow vanish in the dark is pure adrenaline. Nocturnal makes it clear. Bright, tough, and dead simple to use. Low light or last light. Track your shot all the way through. Shoot Nocturnal.
Some call it out on the trail. I like to call it the road less traveled. The kind of place where the going gets tough. That's where Tracker Off-Road comes in. Made for those who won't back down. Tracker Off-Road delivers the hardest working machines with the greatest capability at the strongest value in the industry. Built by those who know what it takes and designed for those who don't turn back. Tracker is dedicated to delivering machines that let you get the most out of your day and your dollar. Ready to take on your next adventure? Go with Tracker Off-Road.
Accuracy isn't optional. It's survival. Carbon Express arrows are built for serious hunters chasing clean kills and confidence in every shot. Across the Midwest or all through Alaska, it does not matter. Hunt hard and shoot straight. Carbon Express.